Good day viewers, welcome to another edition of the Daily Strange Stories. I'm John Brown. I hope you've had a productive and fulfilling week. Now, let's dive into the strange and unusual. Our lead story for today. For CIT robbers shot dead by General Mkhwanazi's KwaZulu-Natal police officers as multiple cash-in-transit heists occur this week, others flee with lots of cash. In the usually quiet outskirts of Camperdown in KwaZulu-Natal, a tense confrontation unfolded this week that left 4 suspects dead after they clashed with police and private security teams. These individuals, believed to be part of a group carrying out cash-in-transit heists, had been under close watch for some time. Security experts from Magma Security and Investigations explained that they had been following leads on this group, who appeared to be active in multiple areas. The suspects had reportedly targeted a cash delivery vehicle in Bulwer just the day before, making off with bags of money after overpowering the guards. When authorities finally caught up with them near Camperdown on Wednesday, the encounter turned deadly as the suspects fired first, leading to a shootout where all 4 were killed. Recovered from the scene were several firearms, a sum of cash, and explosives, pointing to a well-prepared operation. This incident capped a week marked by several cash-in-transit robberies across different regions, highlighting a surge in such bold crimes as the festive season draws near. The Bulwer heist, which happened on Tuesday, involved a cash delivery truck traveling along the R617 road near the P27-1 Pevensey turnoff. The vehicle was heading from Underberg toward Bulwer when it was ambushed by an unknown number of attackers in at least 2 cars. They forced the truck to stop, disarmed the 2 security guards by taking a pistol and a rifle, and escaped with an undisclosed amount of money. No one was hurt in this particular event, and police quickly launched a search for those responsible, appealing to the public for any tips that could lead to arrests. KwaZulu-Natal Police spokesperson Colonel Robert Nechunda noted that detectives were treating it as a standard cash-in-transit robbery case, emphasizing the need for community help to track down the culprits. This robbery came amid growing worries that such crimes might increase during the holidays, when more money moves through the system for shopping and grants. Just a week earlier, another cash-in-transit robbery shook Sir Lowry's Pass village outside Cape Town. There, a 32-year-old man was arrested in connection with the crime that took place outside a grocery supermarket along Old Sir Lowry's Pass Road. The security guard had just collected a money bag from the store when the suspect approached from behind, pointed a firearm, and fled with the cash along with the guard's weapon. Hawks investigators later spotted the getaway vehicle, which a bystander had described, and found the suspect driving it. He was taken into custody and appeared in court shortly after. While this arrest provided some progress, other potential suspects questioned in the case were released when links could not be confirmed. The robbery itself happened around 10:30 a.m. in the morning, with the attacker firing a single shot as he escaped, though thankfully no injuries occurred. Police cordoned off a large section of the road, redirecting traffic to the N2 highway to allow for a detailed search of the area. In the same Sir Lowry's Pass incident, authorities initially detained 6 people for questioning at the Somerset West police station. These individuals were held as part of the early investigation, but after thorough checks, they were let go because no solid evidence tied them to the robbery. Hawks provincial spokesperson Captain Siyabulela Vugubi stressed that the case remains open, with teams continuing to gather information. The targeted security guard worked for Fidelity Services Group, a company that has faced numerous such attacks. This event underscores how these robberies often happen in broad daylight, right in public spaces like shopping areas, catching guards off guard as they move money from stores to armored vehicles. These recent events are part of a larger pattern of cash-in-transit heists that have plagued South Africa for years. Take the story of Thato Kalpatwe, a man known as the Bomber, who became entangled in this world of high-stakes crime. Born in Botswana, he once held a job as a security guard in South Africa, but his choices led him down a dangerous path. In 2018, he joined a group of 5 men who targeted 2 cash-in-transit vehicles in Boksburg. His specific task involved placing and setting off an explosive to breach the armored van. The group succeeded in taking control of the vehicles, but their success was brief. They were arrested on the same day. Earlier this year, Kalpatwe received a 30-year prison sentence. Further probes suggested he might have been linked to robberies totaling around 200 million rand in value, and a search of his home turned up 1.2 million rand in cash. His case shows how individuals with insider knowledge, like former security workers, sometimes cross over to the criminal side, using their experience to plan intricate operations. South Africa's crime landscape has grown increasingly challenging, with cash-in-transit heists becoming a common sight on busy roads and in urban areas. The country now faces one of the highest murder rates in 2 decades, with over 27,000 lives lost in a single year according to recent statistics. Solving these cases has become rare, with only about 12% leading to resolutions, leaving many perpetrators free to strike again. This reality fuels a sense of unease across society, especially when combined with issues like poverty and joblessness. Cash-in-transit attacks stand out for their daring nature, often happening in plain view. Gangs ram security vans off roads using other vehicles, then use tools to access the safes while traffic flows nearby, sometimes captured on video by passers-by. Leaders in the security industry, such as Bart Mann from Fidelity Services Group, describe these groups as highly organized, almost like military units. They plan meticulously, making it hard for guards to counter them. Bart Mann has called for more government support, pointing out that these services are vital for distributing social grants, banking operations, and retail cash flow. Last year alone, Fidelity lost 15 guards in such incidents. One guard named Lenience, who survived a recent attack and chose not to share his full name, spoke of the daily fear he faces, starting each shift with a prayer for safety.
As a human being, I'm scared, but hey, I'm going out. I might not come back, but it's life for everyone in CIT.
He accepts the risks as part of the job, knowing any day could be his last. The rise in private security has transformed daily life in South Africa. Armed response teams patrol streets, and signs for companies like ADT Fidelity. Homes and businesses. Private guards now outnumber police officers, creating a privatized layer of protection in many areas. Experts like Lizette Lancaster from the Institute for Security Studies note that while wealthier communities can afford this, most people cannot, leading to informal groups forming their own defenses. In places like Johannesburg, response teams handle everything from stolen vehicles to active robberies. During one late-night patrol, a team tracked a stolen car using a hidden electronic device. After a chase, they confronted 2 men near the vehicle, but released them when no connection was found. The car itself was recovered soon after, having been abandoned to check for pursuers. Police arrived later to take over, illustrating how private firms often lead in these recoveries. This reliance on private security stems from broader failures in the system. The African National Congress, in power for 30 years since the end of apartheid, faces mounting pressure after failing to decisively win elections last year. Crime rates dropped initially after 1994 but have climbed 77% in the last decade, returning to levels seen 20 years ago. Detection rates have plummeted over 60% since 2012, eroding public trust. In response, the government has added 20,000 new police officers in the past 2 years, parading them at events to show commitment. Former Police Minister Begitele has always acknowledged the severity, stating that while crime is a global issue, South Africa's levels are unacceptably high. He points to efforts to strengthen forces, even comparing local problems to incidents abroad, like a robbery involving a UK football player.
Anybody who makes life difficult for the South African people, anybody who shoots a cop, they drop being a dove and make sure that you are a serpent.
An industry that was not regulated from the very word go. I don't know where were you when taxis were violent, valiants. Do you know the car called a Valiant? Yeah. Okay, Honorable Skosana would know that one. So there where they started with I'm a Valiant, I'm a 4-seater and all that kind of thing. So unregulated, so it was an easy kind of business where mostly black people could come because others, there were no opportunities. And indeed, it was allowed to go unregulated. And then became the survivor of the fittest some time ago, not now, some time ago. By the way, there have been commissions after commissions working on this industry. What is a problem on it? But at the later stage, there was the entrance of big criminality on it. One of it, people that have stolen the money, especially cash heist, they came in this industry, honorable member. Some of them, they came here because it's easy to wash your money. You work with cash and every day. Because they wanted to continue with cash, and the cash helps to money laundering, clean and all that. So those elements, they came on it. So indeed, I would half agree with you that there have been floor crossing to tenders with some of them. But what we would not agree is that this criminality entering this industry is new. It has been evolving. Taxi, cash heist, robberies, tenders, politicians coming on. It has been evolving all the time.
The cash-in-transit industry itself has expanded alongside South Africa's economy and rising crime. Laws like the Private Security Industry Regulatory Act of 2001 define services that include protecting assets and providing rapid responses. These armored vans carry large sums, making them prime targets for gangs seeking quick wealth. Robbers often have backgrounds in military or law enforcement, bringing skills in planning and execution. They evaluate risks carefully, choosing targets that promise high rewards with minimal chances of capture. Definitions from police describe these acts as the forceful taking of money or containers during transport by security firms. Statistics reveal alarming trends. In the last quarter of last year and the first of this year, most reported cash-in-transit robberies, about 57.5%, happened while vehicles were on the move. Another 16 were cross-pavement attacks, where guards are targeted as they carry money from buildings to vans, often in busy parking lots or malls. These perpetrators sometimes return to intimidate victims further. Robbers view themselves as skilled operators, striking protected targets that can absorb the losses. Gangs operate with precision, recruiting members with specific talents like expert driving or knowledge of explosives. They secure safe houses near targets, steal cars for getaways, and gather disguises or tools over weeks or months. The actual robbery might last only minutes, but the preparation is extensive. Two main types dominate: cross-pavement attacks outside vehicles, where money is snatched during transfers, and full heists on moving vans, which involve stopping and raiding them. In the latter, robbers confront guards directly, heightening risks for everyone involved. Historical cases trace back to the 1990s. In 1997, a group stole 12 million rands from a security firm in Pretoria, masterminded by Collins Chauge. Another that year involved 17 million rands, using steel spikes to halt a vehicle. By last year, companies like Fidelity reported losing 16 guards between March and October, with many more suffering lasting harm. The brazenness of these crimes creates widespread anxiety. People feel on edge whenever an armored van passes by on streets or in shopping centers. Experts suggest technology could help, such as using drones and robotics for surveillance and intelligence gathering without endangering lives. Police leaders need to embrace data and tech as core tools, recruiting specialists to stay ahead. Yet, criminals seem undeterred, often using armor-piercing methods and blasts to breach vans. Private companies bear much of the burden, both in costs and human toll, as official support lags.
Our murder rate is not pleasing at all. We think we are getting on top of things. There are things that have happened maybe that have put us on the little bit of a back foot.
These heists threaten not just security personnel but the economy at large, disrupting cash flow for businesses and social payments. Gangs' military-like tactics make them hard to stop, and with low conviction rates, the cycle continues. From the recent shootout in Camperdown to arrests in Cape Town, this week's events remind us how entrenched the problem is. As South Africa grapples with these challenges, questions linger about effective solutions. What do you think could be the most effective way for communities and authorities to finally curb these cash-in-transit heists? Should it be more technology, stronger laws, or something else entirely? Share your thoughts in the comments below to help spark a discussion that might lead to real change. Thanks for watching this news bulletin. Please share your opinion in the comments section. We would be glad to read and respond to your comments. Let's meet again tomorrow in our next strange story. Wishing you an exciting and adventurous weekend.